American Express membership reward points are one of the most powerful currencies out there. At the same time, the value can range drastically, and it might not be a fit for everyone. Today we're going to run through all the options, whether you want to go shopping, get money in your bank account, or take a first or business class flight. Big favor, give this a thumbs up to help with the algorithm. If you know someone that might benefit, then share this with them. First up is using your points as a statement credit. One of the big complaints about Amex points is that the floor value, so the minimum value you get, is comparably low. For this method, you're only getting 0.6 cents per point, so 10,000 points would be $60 and 100,000 points would be $600. The idea here is that you're using your points to get a statement credit to cover your purchases. Number 2 is pretty similar, but a bit of the inverse, and it's covering card charges. So pretty much the same idea, but on the transaction level. Here it's still 0.6 cents per point across all options, whether something like United or Best Buy. Option number 3 is paying off your points at checkout. This one tends to be a trap given how easy it is to use. So for a lot of the online shopping sites, when you link an Amex card, they're going to give you an option to pay off your points. On the top end for 10,000 points, you're going to get $70. That means that you're getting 0.7 cents per point, and for 100,000 points, you're getting 700 in value. For example, let's say I want to buy some prunes on Amazon. You'll add it to your card like normal, and going through the checkout flow, you might see your Amex cards with a points balance. In this case, to cover an $80 charge, it's about 11,000 points, so 0.7 cents per point. Amex does have a bunch of partners, and the rates can vary, so I would definitely double check and make sure that you're getting at least 0.7. At 0.6, you might as well do a statement credit. Next up is going to be gift cards. This is another one that can be tricky. On the top end, 10,000 points is going to be up to $100, so that's 1 cent per point. In that case, 100,000 points is 1,000 in value. It does depend on partner though, and it can change. For example, right now for an Apple gift card in early 2025, a $10 gift card would be 1,175 points, and if you do the math there, that's 0.85 cents per point. Even for the 500 one, it's the same 0.85. Swapping it for the Ritz-Carlton, the numbers are actually a bit worse here, so 0.7 cents per point, so less ideal. Next one is even more surprising. For Resi, you're getting a $25 gift card for 5,000 points, so that's only 0.5 cents per point, which is worse than the statement credit. This one's kind of funny to me because Amex owns Resi, and you'd think that the rates would be better here, that they want to promote the platform. For a lot of the other cash equivalent gift cards, it's only going to be 0.5 cents per point. Again, in that case, you might as well do a statement credit. There are going to be options that will be 1 cent per point, so for example, Banana Republic right now, as well as Benihana. Option number 5 is booking travel through Amex Travel. Here, 10,000 points can be up to $100 for bookings, but it can vary quite a bit. For flights, you're getting 1 cent per point, so 100,000 points is 1,000 in value. For prepaid hotels, prepaid rental cars, cruises, and vacation packages, you're only getting 0.7 cents per point, so 700 in value for those 100k points. The one exception for this is Final Hotels and Resorts for Platinum card holders, where you're getting 1 cent per point. This one can be a bit of a weird one. If you're interested in premium travel, then you're better off doing our last option, which is transferring to partners. Even if you are looking for normal travel though with US airlines, you might be better off grabbing the Business Platinum and using option number 8. Option number 6 is redeeming for deposits. This is taking your Amex points and redeeming it into your Amex business checking account. If you have a Business Platinum card, then you can convert 10,000 points into $100, and you are capped at 1 million points per calendar year. Doing the math there, that's 1 cent per point, and 100,000 points is $1,000. Note that if you do not have the Business Platinum, but you only have the business checking account, then you're only getting $8 for those 1,000 points. So in that case, you're only getting 0.8 cents per point, and 100,000 points is 800. Option number 7 is investing with rewards with the Schwab Platinum card. You do need to have the Schwab version of the Platinum card in order to do this. Note that you cannot product change the standard Platinum card to the Schwab Platinum. You'd have to apply for it as a new card. You also need to have a Schwab relationship to get the card, but that's pretty easy. The main draw is that you get $110 in deposits for every 10,000 points. That means that you're getting 1.1 cents per point, so almost 2 times more than what you would get for a statement credit. Note that you are capped at 1 million points per calendar year, and anything after that, you're only getting $80 for those 10,000 points. So only 0.8 cents per point, and it does reset next calendar year. For me, this card turns the tables and makes the Amex ecosystem viable for team cashback. For example, if you have the Amex Gold card with the Schwab Platinum, that makes the Forex back categories about 4.4% cash back, or technically money into your brokerage, but you can still withdraw it from there. To be fair though, the card still needs to make sense. For example, for the Gold card, you have the $325 annual fee, you do have a bunch of credits, but you probably need to use at least 2 of them to make it viable, and ideally 3 or 4 to make it into break even or keep your card. If you are debating the card and you're not sure if you're earning enough points, We do have a calculator so you can run through your numbers for your situation. It also lets you adjust how you value different credits. That way you get a better picture of your situation. I'll link it down below, but it should also pop up if you Google Amex Gold worth it, AskSebby. Back to the Schwab Platinum, the good part is that you don't necessarily need to hold it long term. A lot of people will get the gold card and earn a ton of points for restaurants and dining for 2 to 3 years, and then maybe get a bunch of other intro bonuses from other cards, and then finally finish off with the Schwab Platinum as a cash out. Your mileage may vary, but not a bad option for team cash back. On that note, if you are someone that wants to learn about American Express cards and you want to support the channel, we do have links on the website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. Make sure the links are competitive, that they make sense for you, but otherwise it is a huge way to support the channel, so thank you in advance. Option number 8 is the 35% airline bonus with the Business Platinum card. If you travel, then this could be a pretty good argument for the Business Platinum. One of the benefits of the card is an airline fee credit for up to $200, and it includes all the major US airlines. For a lot of people, the easiest ones tend to be United, Southwest, and Delta. The airline you select is going to be eligible for that 35% airline bonus, and it's pretty interesting. Any flight that you book with that airline in any class of travel, whether economy, business, or first, is going to be eligible for that rebate. So even if you're interested in more economic travel and doing more trips rather than more expensive ones, then it can still work. In addition, any first or business class ticket with any other airline will also qualify for this rebate. For all of this, you do need to book through Amex Travel, and you're only getting up to 1 million points back per calendar year. Also note that you do need to have enough points for that initial booking, and then you get points back. For example, let's say you're trying to book a $1,000 flight, you're only getting 1 cent per point off the bat, so you need 100,000 points to cover that cost. In 6 to 10 weeks, if eligible, you're getting 35% of the points back from that booking. For that 100K points, you're getting 35K points back. That means that the net cost is 100K minus 35K, so 65,000 points. You're getting a $1,000 flight for 65,000 points, meaning that you're locking in 1.54 cents per point. For context, this is more than 50% of what you normally get for flights booked through Amex Travel. Again, the card needs to make sense based off the annual fee and credits and everything else, but definitely an option to consider, especially if you do earn a ton of points. It might also be a good exit option for those points, especially if you don't want to deal with transfer partners. Option number 9 is pretty much the same idea, but with the Business Centurion card. It's definitely not as helpful for normal people, so it'll be pretty fast here. The main difference is that you're getting 50% back, and the limit is 3 million points per calendar year starting February 1st, 2025. So for that $1,000 flight, you need 100K points, but you're getting 50K points back. That means that the net cost is 50,000 points, and doing the math there, that means you're locking in 2 cents per point. Amazing value, but you need to have pretty high spend to get invited for that card. Also note that the Personal Centurion does not have this 50% airline bonus, it is just for the business one. The last option, if you're looking for maximum value, is transferring points to partners. This is a giant rabbit hole and probably worth an hour-long video. And even then, it might be a speed run. There are a lot of partners here and not all of them are made equal. Some of them will also have promotions, so that's something to navigate around. Also, if you're interested, I did end up making a cheat sheet for this, and I'll link it down below. The entire premise of transfers is that you're turning your Amex points into partner points or miles. So you're not booking on Amex, you're taking those points and turning them into completely different points. Instead of being beholden to retail prices, you're now being charged with the airline charges for their loyalty members. Some programs are more dynamic, like Delta, and those tend to be bad because pricing for points tends to be close to the cash equivalent price. The more the retail price and business class tends to be expensive, the more they generally charge you. There are exceptions, but you're looking for sales and it's a bit tougher. What we're looking for are programs that operate based off award charts. So for example, let's say we want to transfer 90,000 points from Amex to Air Canada Aeroplan. Once you transfer the points over, they become Aeroplan points and you cannot transfer them back. Even if you don't want to travel to Canada or even fly Air Canada, that's fine and arguably ideal. The best use case for Aeroplan points is going to be flying with the partners, and optimal strategy for programs are going to differ by program. For example, let's say you want to fly 0 to 4,000 miles. With Air Canada, it ranges from 90,000 to 180 points, but if a partner airline, it's only 90,000 points. They have some pretty strong partners, either directly or through their membership in Star Alliance. For example, you can fly from Boston to Frankfurt in Lufthansa first class for 90,000 points. Availability is easier last minute, so that's another consideration. But yeah, in this case, plenty of seats in first, and we see 7, so you can fly with your family or player 2. For each person, it's going to be 90,000 points and about 80 Canadian, so about $55 US. Booking the same flight round trip using cash, it's about 13,000, are about $6,500 per way. Doing the math here and adjusting for fees, you're looking at about 7.3 cents per point, so about 6,600 in value for that flight. There are a lot of ways to look at this as well, so some people don't look at the retail price, they consider what they'd be willing to pay. The argument against that though is that what you're willing to pay might not be the market price, so I might only be willing to pay $30,000 for a Lambo. That doesn't mean that the Lambo is worth $30,000. I think a better way to think of it is almost reversing it. 90,000 points is $990 into your brokerage, plus the $50 is $1,040. So would you pay $1,000 for Lufthansa first class? Would you consider that a good deal, or would you rather have the money and fly economy? You're paying something, it's not free because there is that opportunity cost and the points can be cashed out, but you're paying 10 cents on the dollar. You also have to care and want to do this type of travel, and it's not for everyone. The value is definitely there though in most cases, and it's a good way to unlock those experiences for a cheaper entry price. If you have some friends or coworkers flying first in business and you're wondering how it's even possible, they're probably using points. But yeah, if you're not interested in this type of stuff, that's totally fine. That's why there are a lot of other options, and we covered all of them. For me though, it's a good way to get that VIP experience as just a P. If anything, for me, this is even more valuable for people that are doing honeymoons or otherwise taking out loans and paying full price for those same business and first class flights and getting into debt for it. I'm more than happy to use $1,000 in points rather than paying $10,000 in cash. I probably will do a deeper dive in the future, so let me know what questions you have and I'll try to cover it in that future video. But yeah, fast cheat sheet down below in case that's helpful. Again, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. If you made it to this point, leave a palm tree emoji in the comments down below and I'll try to heart it and also respond. 3 questions. Number 1, what's your favorite Amex card to earn points? Number 2, how many points do you have? Number 3, how do you currently redeem points? And how do you plan to redeem points in the future? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favorite, thumbs up, share this, but otherwise hope you liked it. See you next time.